Now, man humani la yashba'an, and he has a nahma, he has a fervent desire, and it's like a craving. He can't get enough. He can't get enough. The one who seeks the dunya, he can't get enough. And likewise, the one who seeks knowledge, he can't get enough. But if a person were to get to this level, this is a favor from Allah Azza wa Jal, where he busies his whole life and time with knowledge. And there's many ways that a person can do that in this life, especially now with technology. Whenever he's coming and going, or if he's doing some type of job that doesn't require a lot of focus and thinking, he can listen with the headphones to a beneficial lesson, a beneficial lecture. He can, when he's going to his job, listen to a beneficial lecture. When he's coming home, listen to a beneficial lecture. Yani even whenever he's doing these other actions, he can take advantage of his time. And the likes like this. And you'll find a person who has this nahma for knowledge, he will write down on cards, or he'll keep it in his phone, or like this. And whenever he has pockets of time, when maybe he has to go to work, but the whole day he's not working. Even if he worked a 10-hour day, those whole 10 hours he's not working. So the person who is striving like this to learn, then he will take advantage of those pockets of time. And he'll be prepared. He will have cards written down, or pieces of paper written down, or we have a book with him, or a notebook with him. And whenever, for example, the light is red, he looks down. He looks down and memorizes a line of poetry, or memorizes a verse from the Quran or a hadith, or memorizes some vocabulary words, and whenever it's green, he goes again. He goes again, like this. So whenever it's a break time, when the people take a cigarette break, he doesn't take a cigarette break. Rather, he memorizes some verses. Of course, alhamdulillah, doesn't take a cigarette break. But he benefits from his time. And also, he doesn't just sit there wasting his time. Rather, he's concerned about his time and benefiting from that the best that he can. And he had the remembrance of Allah Azza wa Jalla, seeking knowledge and learning. And if he's learning the Arabic language, he has vocabulary with him, he has qawa'id with him, and he benefits throughout his day by looking down on those papers in his notebook and memorizing what he can in pockets of time, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. If a person, he does like this, he will find he has much benefit and seeking knowledge, even in his regular day. He'll go throughout his day dealing with his family, dealing with his job, so on and so forth, taking advantage of his time. He can still really benefit and with knowledge and with learning, taking advantage of these pockets of time, being dedicated and being sincere. This is the man whom is dedicated. He wants to learn. Even it becomes sweet in his heart, and the knowledge becomes something that is a delight for him. Even some of the Salaf, they used to say about knowledge and the likes, and they would say that they find a ladha. A ladha is a delight and a beautiful taste of sweetness and joy and pleasure in their heart. And they would say, "Lo, if the kings knew about it, if the kings knew about this, what they find in their heart from knowledge and from learning, لَجَالَدُونَ عَلَيْهَا بِالسُّيُوفِ." They would fight for it. They would fight us for it with swords. If they knew this pleasure that we have and this delight that we have, this goodness that we have, they would try to fight us for it with swords. But this is something you cannot buy it. This is something you cannot purchase it. This is a favor from Allah Azza wa Jalla. It's iman. Naam, it's al-iman. Al-iman billahi subhanahu wa ta'ala. Naam, knowledge. This is how the ulama, they used to be, busy with knowledge all the time. Busy with knowledge all the time. One of the Salaf, he asked Mansur ibn Mu'tamar, he asked Sharik, one of the tabi'een, he said, "Anna laka hadha al-ilm." He said, where do you get all this knowledge from? How did you obtain all this knowledge? He said, "Lamma arghab an qalilin astafiduhu, wa lam abkhal bi kathirin ufiduhu." He said, I never turned away from a small amount of knowledge I could benefit from, nor was I stingy with a large amount of knowledge that I could benefit others with. And this is the case. And he's constantly learning, whether it's a small amount of knowledge or a big amount of knowledge. If it's a small amount of knowledge, he's not any too arrogant. I don't have to learn this. I already know this. I learned this before. I heard this before. And we heard this many times. I heard many people mention myself when they would say the likes of this. Oh, usul thalatha. Oh, I studied that. But you find them, they don't have usul in their manners and their conduct. There's no usul thalatha. And the way that they go through life, there's no usul thalatha. So this person, whatever he studied, he didn't benefit from that. If he learned usul thalatha, that would change your life. Usul thalatha is amazing. It will change your life. It will cause you to lower your gaze. If you learn usul al-thalatha, you learn about Allah Azza wa Jal, al-rububiyyah, al-uluhiyyah, wal-isma'i, wal-sifat. You learn about the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, it will change the way you talk. Before that, it will change the way you think, and it will rectify you. This usul al-thalatha, this is why we were created. And we're going to be asked about that. Somebody who said, I studied usul al-thalatha, but he's still on the same way he used to be. The same manners, the same conduct, the same actions, the same companions, all of the same thing. Then what he learned did not benefit him. Like the Salaf mentioned, what he learned did not benefit him.